What does manhood mean to you?
Being accountable, being responsible, having someone know that whatever you say, you actually mean and will follow through.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this brother today. Let's see. He's a creative, he's a photographer, he has a podcast, and as he says, he uses his platform to empower Black women to become entrepreneurs and to find their true selves. And so it seems appropriate that a Black woman who highlights Black men would interview a Black man who highlights Black women.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
So please welcome Mr. Zachary King. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Val, how are you? Happy to be here.
I'm so glad that you are.
Please excuse me. I'm over here turning the volume down so we can have this time for us right now. So my apologies. But what's going on? How are you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm doing very well.
Good.
Right here. And, as we were saying, the purpose of this platform really is to provide opportunities to open up the very narrow and myopic view that Black men are often portrayed in the media. Watch TV, you would think Black men, you would think you only walk a certain way, talk a certain way, only do certain things, most of them not good, right? And
right.
So how do we change that narrative? Well, one of the ways is by having these conversations, because ultimately I want a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models to come to this repository, see the same 6 questions answered by all these different positive and successful Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And then for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, for us to be able to come to, again, the same repository and learn and hopefully have our minds open so ultimately we can all live in a more just and humane society. And so I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to get started with the first question, which is,
I agree.
What does manhood mean to you?
Being accountable, being responsible, being dependable, having someone know that whatever you say, you actually mean and will follow through. So, yeah, that's what manhood means to me.
Got it. That's awesome. Thank you, Zach. So, Zach, and/or what is important to you?
Say what? Say that again?
Who and/or what is important to you?
First one that comes to mind is my daughter. I got a 14-year-old little girl. Unfortunately, I made some really terrible mistakes when she was young. I went to prison for 8 years. I went to prison for I was in prison for 7, and I had to be in a halfway house for a year. So altogether, I was away from her for 8 years. I left when she was 3. I came home. She was 11. Okay, so it's important how she looks at me. It's important that, luckily for me, that when she went away, she didn't necessarily understand everything. So, so she was very forgiving. But, at this time, it's like, I can't let that little girl down, So she is definitely my most important right now. She's my why.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Thank you. So how do you want us to see you, Zach?
At one point, I prided myself on being the problem. It was like, I'm from Southwest, so it was kind of like, we prided ourselves on being tough. I never forgot when I was younger, it was they used to, my neighborhood was wild, and I remember celebrating that. And I remember being like, yo, man, you come around the 8, it's crazy, da 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 da. But now that I get older and I'm a father, and we look at things different. So it's like now it's like, can I just please have that same energy and just change it around to something a little bit more positive? And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, I did the other thing before. I'm now looking to experience myself in a more positive way.
Yeah, I get that.
So.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, Zach, what's your epic dream?
Man, I'm still dreaming right now. I mean, I know that should be like a little bit more definitive, but right now, it's really just about I came from just a few years, I had none of this. Everything that I have now, I had absolutely nothing. So to have what I have now, you just want more of it, more love, more appreciation, more family. You know, um I'm at a space right now where I'm trying to get back to a place of gratefulness. When you I've been home now for 4 years. So when you accumulate a few things, it's easy to, just like any other trauma, you block it out. So you got to get back to a place where you were like, man, I just remember. And it's a fine balance because it's like you don't want to keep harping on the past, but you also want to be able to understand, like, yo, man, I came through something. So, you know, but yeah, ultimately, what I'm saying, before my mother's older, so before her eyes closed, that she could see, me achieve some really great things in life, and that see me do some really like dope things. So that means a lot to me.
That's really beautiful. Awesome.
Mm.
Yeah. So you've been answering question 5 all along implicitly, but
Oh wow, okay, my fault.
no, no, that's perfect.
Mm.
To ask you explicitly, Mr. Zachary King, who are you?
Oh man, I'm a trying man. I'm a man that made some mistakes. I'm a man that's owning mine. I'm a man that's forging a new path. I'm lucky enough that I have with my networking group, I got a bunch of women behind me. So it's like to have so many people who believe in you is like, you don't want to let them down. So it's I'm a father. Maybe a husband one day. Who knows? It's crazy out here in these dating streets. So I don't know, but but yeah, it's real out here. But yeah, I'm just a trying man that's just trying to be better today than I was yesterday, and in short.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's
You
good.
know, you know, and in terms of, can I touch on this though right here? Because you mentioned this about how we was perceived and how the black man is perceived. Yes, I mean we've been everything from gangsters, drug dealers, criminals, DL brothers, deadbeat dads. I mean, it was like you name it. We've been it, and I think this is like the first time in history that black men really have a voice to actually fight back against some of the negative issues. So my platform, just similar to yours. I give it to the women because I feel like that's the same thing happening to the women now. I feel like every time you see our sisters on television, it's nothing but they just acting a fool. They going, doing something crazy. They over here. So we got to change that narrative. We got to fight back in our community. So I would encourage all black men to get on this platform and just speak your truth as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. What you're doing is amazing. What you're doing. And you 65 episodes in?
Oh, over 165
Oh,
episodes.
over 165. So that's 165 different men that have been on this platform.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And by the time this actually airs, it'll be more than that. So yeah.
That's amazing. No, man, that's amazing. I'm just grateful. Hopefully, I give this thing some justice. But that's amazing. That's 100 and with maybe close to 200 brothers that's telling their stories. You know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful. What you're doing is definitely that's the Lord's work. I know the Lord's work when I see it.
That's so funny. Thank you. I appreciate that. And
Sure.
you also answered question 6, but I want to ask you, just in case
Okay.
you have something else, which is there anything I should have asked you that you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? Or I should have asked you that I didn't. In other words, what did I miss?
Right. I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, I talked about, the my platform, as well. I just wanted to, also celebrate the black women that come behind me. You know what I'm saying? I got 60, 70 women, including yourself and the networking group that I have. And we over here, answering some really hard questions. I'm a firm believer that you can't have a community without having conversation. So, we were having these hard conversations. So it's not much that I'm not that layered. I'm kind of like straight down the middle, but I definitely appreciate the opportunity that you have given me though today.
I really appreciate you being here today, Zach. It's
Sure.
really wonderful. I appreciate the fact that you are proof positive that we all make mistakes. Some of us
Right.
pay for our mistakes more dearly than others, right?
Right, for sure.
The ability, I believe in my faith. My faith is predicated on the fact that you can't outsin God's love, right? And which
Okay.
and there's
Okay.
always an opportunity for rehabilitation. There's always an opportunity to turn things around. I mean, you have to
Right.
work, right? But
Right.
opportunity. And so because of that, um, I appreciate because there are some people, there are some young kings who may have made mistakes when they were younger and may think that it's over for them, but it's not. And you are proof positive that it is not. And I'm so grateful on behalf of your daughter that you are in her
No,
life.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
If I could say this too, let me say this too, because you gave me the opportunity, and I just remember something for the brother. 'Cause I went to jail at 34, right? So I was a brother that I've got. You mentioned faith, so I'm going to just slightly touch on it. I got weak and well doing. Okay, I was on the right track. I went to school, got my degree, had a few things going for myself. Lost it all at 34. You know what I'm saying? Bust my behind to get my home, only to lose it when I went to jail. So I will also say for those brothers who not so young and they're just at their wits end as well, man, please hold on. Please stay encouraged because had I did things, so many good things was coming for me. And I'm not necessarily a man of much faith. I am very transparent when I say I've been church hurt before and I have went through some things. So I'm not necessarily the most, faithfulest guy in the world, but I know that God is real, if that makes sense. Okay. So I can encourage that other brothers that if you ever find yourself in a situation to where you are hurting at an older age and you might be feeling like, man, I done tried and I'm not getting ahead, it does get greater later, and I'm proof of that as well. So, so that's it. I promise I'm done. I ain't got no more.
No. That was perfect, and thank you for bringing it up because I wanna separate what I said too, and thank you for that.
Uh,
I want to make a nuance. When I say
okay.
faith, my faith is separate and distinct from my church, if you will.
Oh, okay.
I do go to church. I am a proud member of my church, and I sing it
Right.
all over the country. However, my faith is not rooted in a building or a group of people, if you will.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's true.
so I just really want to, I want to just call that out too, that yeah, church hurt is a real thing because we're human,
Right.
right? And humans
Right.
hurt each other. But
Right.
I'm talking about the love of God that I'm talking about transcends our failings, right?
Right.
So that I just wanted to kind of put that straight for me because
Sure.
while I do go to church and I enjoy my church and I enjoy my community, my church, for me there is I can't allow someone's failings as a human keep
Right.
our relationship with God. You see what I'm saying? Does that
No,
make
I agree. I mean, I wish it was, I wish I was there. I'm not necessarily at that space, but yeah, I totally agree though. I totally agree. It's just a few things that I, would like to have, I would like to see done differently, but that's about it. That's just me being who I am though. But that's why I have a voice. That's why we have a voice. It's because we also speaking to that. For those who may not, let's say, go to church on a Sunday, you have a podcast such as The King's Crush that could, that okay, yeah, that resonated with me, that resonated with me. So yeah, absolutely. And let's maybe one day have, have that conversation on air. Let's have a hard, transparent conversation about that as well.
I would love that. I would love that. And in the
Cool.
meantime, I just really want to thank you so much for joining us. I
Cool.
pray that your epic dream comes true. I honor you, my king.
Appreciate you.
And
Appreciate you. Thank you, my queen.
absolutely. And stay right there because I want to thank the audience for joining us. I really hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And if there is a positive and successful Black man in your life who you want to see highlighted and hear from in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. I often say that success does not equal what someone does for a living. I really don't care. The reality is, as long as it's like two caveats. One, that it is legal.
Right. We'll put that out there. Right.
And then two, that it's not hurting anybody, because sometimes just because it's legal doesn't mean that it's not hurting.
That's funny. That's funny. You gotta put that out there. It's like, I run a successful trap house and
right. And so
right. No, that is funny.
Right. And so those are the brothers
that's funny.
Want to contribute to this.
No, nice. Like I said, anytime you need me, I'm around. Let me know. I also have some men in my in the group as well that we could get on the platform. So I pinky swear you. I'm from that era where pinky swears means something. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, absolutely. Anything I could do. Thank you so much for this amazing platform, and maybe hopefully my message resonated with some folks.
I'm sure it did. And so again, to the audience, thank you so much. Stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And please remember to spread love and have a great day. And Zach, that was awesome. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate it. Thank you.